Today we're working with less than 4 years old Rinnai tankless water heater. This is the 199 RSC unit. That's the tankless unit that actually has a built-in recirculating pump when you have a third line for your hot water recirculation. The root problem here is this thing's just used up. So on these Rinnais, they have a 1200 hour combustion cycle warranty rating, and in less than 4 years we have exceeded that 12,000 combustion hours on this, and actually over 8,600 firing cycles. We're gonna go ahead and change this out. We're gonna be adding a 80-gallon electric water heater. Okay, let's just get this thing demoed out. What we're gonna do is just honestly, I don't think it did. I forgot. What we want to do is mark all these lines. This is the cold in. This is the recirc coming back. This is the hot going out. Right. Good hell. Who put this on? There it is.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, you asked who put this on, it might have been you.
Here's the new water heater. We gotta get these seismic straps on. Code's top third, bottom third. This water heater being the electric water heater, it's got your heating elements right here. We want to leave these spots clear for being able to service those. We'll put a strap here, and we'll put a strap just above this one. Okay, so we'll just go here, 22.5, and then up on top of here, we'll be on top of here and on top of that, so like 53.5. So let's go get those straps in. Okay, we got our seismic straps in, and now we're getting ready to bring the water heater in. First off, here's a step that most plumbers miss, putting a pan down. Honestly, the drain's right here, the water heater's right here. So technically, we don't have to do this. Obviously, if the water heater leaks, the water is gonna get to a drain, it's right there. But putting a pan in makes a big difference. A lot of times with these floors, they're sloped, and so water goes everywhere and makes a big mess. If you can put a pan down and then pipe it right to the drain, that just solves a lot of problems down the road. So that's what we're gonna do here. This isn't my usual pan. This is just a plastic one from Home Depot, whatever. These are only rated for electric water heaters. But those other plastic ones, those tough pans I'm using, they're actually rated for gas appliances. But that's one of the benefits of just putting an electric water heater. This meets the standard for electric water heater code. We'll put this down. What we'll do, our water heater's gonna go right there, and we just wanna, best we can, point that drain port towards the drain, and we'll get that piped in later. Ah, dude, it's just such. Okay, got that, and now we want to kind of level it up. Honestly, that's really, I think we can live with that. Oh, let's make sure these are going to work. See, that works.
Oh yeah. Plenty more slack.
So perfect. That'll be
Great.
That'd be great. I like to just do the easy thing first. In this case, this hot side just hooks right up. All we got to do is get that crimped on and get this 90'd over and in. Let's do it. Right on there. See how we just pinch this ring? That just kind of keeps it from
Moving too much.
moving around on us while we're trying to make this connection.
Yeah.
Put that there. I'm just gonna put another, let's just put like an 8-incher. This out right face. This is the seal of this fitting. It's got an EPDM gasket in there.
Gotcha.
We'll crimp this.
And the gasket will seal it.
Is
rather
making
than-
the seal.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, we have. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Now we're going to install this Grundfos pump. This is the timer pump. Real simple. We got some adapters we'll be putting on here. One thing to keep in mind, these are directional. They have an arrow usually stamped right on the housing there, so we know which way to point it. The other cool thing with these, this Grundfos has a built-in check valve. That's why we're cutting out the check valve here. Check valve is a one-way valve, so just make sure the water goes one way. The thing to know on recirculating pumps for water heaters, which way should the pump be facing? Well, the pump should be pushing to the water heater. So we're going to be putting it like that so that it brings the return back to the water heater, forcing water out the hot side for the recirculation to occur, to keep that hot line warmed up. Okay, so these pumps come with adapter unions. Let's go ahead and get these made up. Yeah, see, this has got a check valve built right in it. You can see, I can blow that way. Can't blow that way. Just verifies it's got a check valve. These aren't sealing threads, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit this Blue Magic on there. That just kind of helps lubricate those. So I make sure I get this good and tight. Just throw the gasket on there. Here's our piece. There's our union.
Chilling over there, sitting down, hopefully not sneezing as much. So
Yeah, dude.
sitting down, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. It's calmed down quite a bit since. That's good. Getting the adapter set up.
What's cool about these unions, this gives us a union, and I'm going to have isolation valves top and bottom on this, plus a bleeder valve here we'll have to add in, but that's going to give us total control. So when this does wear out,
You turn off both valves, unscrew it, screw in another one pretty much.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Super serviceable. Yeah, let's go ahead and build this out of the trench so that super easy. All right. Okay, then we got to add a valve in. Just put a valve right. Well, I think I'm gonna actually just do it like that. Yeah. So that's our bleeder. We need a short piece and our valve. I noticed this is a bigger expansion tank. This is a 4-gallon. Since it's a 80-gallon water heater. For a 40-50 gallon water heater, we just use like a 2-gallon. So making all this work, we're just gonna go right to PEX here, so we can just do a clean tee in here and off the top up into here. I think that's gonna be our best bet. Okay, that's good. I want to take a moment and talk about this. This is a ion polarization scale reduction system. There's some different metals in there that the water goes through and it polarizes the scale. So the scale just kind of passes through the water heater. Where they don't have a water softener, great way to prevent scale on your appliances like water heaters. Here's the cold water coming in. And then here's the recirc line coming back in. Instead of just putting it right here and having it keep getting recirced and going through this, what I'm going to do is position this up here to where only when they pull off hot water and it gets refilled with the cold water, that's when it gets the descaling, so we don't overuse this up. This recirc pump's going to be running probably 16 hours a day. Honestly, we're going to set it up that way. This will help so these last longer, and that's what we're going to do. Let's get this in. The other thing we're going to need to do first too is get a check valve. These do have a direction of flow, so we'll want to make sure we get that correct as well. All right, so remember our direction of flow right here. Wow, that's tight. Okay. Okay, so let me give you a close-up on the electrical here. We got our disconnect box. Most of the time, plumbers aren't dealing with electrical, but this is kind of one of the only times. Well, there's 3 places plumbers deal with electrical, mainly electric water heaters, garbage disposals on kitchen sinks, and dishwashers. Here we are on the water heater. This is just real simple electrical. See, these 2 go here and these 2 go there. Really, we just land, you know, a hot here, and we'll throw our ground there. So, real straightforward stuff. That's about all the electricians trust the plumbers with, is the easy stuff. This is the L1 and L2 on top here. Okay, I got those open. We got these stripped back just enough. We'll just put them in. Right in. Okay, so get those pushed in. And we'll clamp it down. Okay. And let's get this little ground down there too. We just kind of bend a little thingy. We can get that down in there. There we go. Okay, we got it all hooked up here. We got our recirc pump, our descaler, our expansion tank. That's our bleeder valve. We got our electrical hooked up. One thing with the electric water heater, you got to be real sure that you can't have any power going to these elements without them being submerged in water. If you do that, smokes the element, they're toast. What we got to do now is make sure we get this filled up all the way with water, and then turn the power on, test, make sure we got the right voltage and everything, and we should be good to go. First off, let's just turn the water on. So I got the relief valve here. This is just going to let some air out. Just have it kind of pointed over to the drain so it doesn't just fill up in our new pan. And what we can do is yeah, that's, I think,
Already filling.
just about perfect. Got the water heater full up. Now, checking for leaks. We're all looking good here. Now, we still have these valves off over here for our pump. So what we want to do, basically this is the other end of that hot line, right? That hot line goes out to the farthest fixture on the house, and then it comes back right here. And I got two isolation valves, one ahead of the pump, one behind the pump. That way this pump is serviceable. If and when it wears out, we can just pull it out, put a new one in. And then this other thing you see here, this is a bleeder valve. So see, we can leave this valve shut. We got that valve open, this valve open. We hook a hose on here, then we run to the drain. That'll force all the air through that line so we don't airlock our pump here. There. Okay. So we can open this. I'm just going to run this for a minute or till it's running clear. Yeah, that's running clear. Okay, let's turn that off. And we can open this up. And we're good. Now we got the water heater full too. Let's get these quick straps. Just pull these tight. Anchor that up. With a little finger dinger. Got the water heater full, we got the recirc line. We made sure we got all the air out of the system. Now we can turn on the power. We got our disconnect right here. We'll just flip this on. Verify we got correct voltage here. We're set. Hey, bud. Now, which two wires should I touch together over here? Just any of them, really?
As long as they have sheathing on them, that you just want to make sure it counts. We don't go halfway anywhere; just go full on. So
all right, here, hand me your snips.
Yeah. So you're pulling 38 amps right now on each leg.
Yep. Yeah, oh well. So what we'll do is we'll just put that off.
That's pretty clean.
Okay, that was the electrician there checking the voltage. It's all good. These elements are probably full on right now because we know it just got filled with cold. And he said it's pulling 38 amps. So we put a 60 amp breaker on this one. We're well within parameters. So we're gonna go ahead and call that a wrap. We still gotta pipe the pan to the drain.